So the other day, I was on Facebook and I saw where there was a school in South Carolina that had a car rider app that the principal would walk around outside through the car rider line, punch in numbers, a little ID for each student, and then on the inside of the school there'd be TV screens saying who was ready to be picked up because their mama was outside. I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. That video got almost 1.5 million views and a bunch of likes, and I thought, yeah, Google can do that. So I went to my drive, made a folder for Car Rider apps, and I started a Google form. Now I'm going to call this Google form. All right, so let's give it a name, Car Rider Pickup Line. Okay, first question is student ID, and we're going to make it a text box. Now, I'm using my Gmail account, which I would not use for this because I have student information, but in your Google Apps for Education account, you should see a box appear that will allow you to collect the username of the person using the form, and this is important for security, so you do want to check that box, although you don't see it here. I'm going to go to View Live Form, and this is the app. How beautiful is that? So the principal is going to go to this website here. They're going to keep that website secret. But they're going to go to this website and they're going to punch in all the student IDs, and anybody out there with them, we can have more than one person using this same page here, the same app, to put an ID. So let's put in a student ID, 123. Submit, that's it, submit another response. I'm going to do another one. Let's say student number 234. Now, you don't know what those mean, but I'll show you in just a moment what those student IDs can do. So let's go back here. We're going to view responses. And now we have our responses. We have the timestamp and the student ID ready to, so I'm going to add 3 columns. First column is called is today, name, and then finally grade. Okay, so is today. I would like to know if this timestamp is today. So I have a formula that's going to, it's going to be an if formula. So if inside we have now function is minus the timestamp is greater than 0.5. Okay, if this is true, I want to say true. If not, I want to say false. I cannot spell today. So there. So now that formula is going to look back at now time, whatever time it is now, minus the timestamp, and just trust me here, 0.5 means 12 hours. So if this was done more than 12 hours ago, it's going to go back to false. If not, it's going to say true. So there, we did that for both. Now, just to prove to you this works, I'm going to change it to yesterday. So it's 9/1 now. It's changed. And you see there, yesterday, it's a false. So, okay, let's fix that. Okay, the name and the grade. So we need a list of students. So I'm going to make another sheet down here, and we're going to name this sheet the data sheet. And I already have a list of students on my clipboard, so I'm going to paste them out. Now here's what you need to know. In the first column, I have the student ID. Second column, I have first name, then last name in the third. I also have their grade. I also have here a full name column, which your student information system may be able to do for you. I like it last name, comma, first name. If you can't, what I've done is I've made a formula, a concatenate formula, that's going to do last name with a comma and a space, followed by the first name. So if you just have first and last name, you can put them together there. Now going back to my form responses, I'm going to do a VLOOKUP formula under name and grade to give me these fields. So a VLOOKUP is super easy. For name, I'm going to do equals VLOOKUP. Now the field I'm going to look up with is the student ID. Now the range that I'm going to look at is going to start with that field and go all the way over. Now count the rows for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next value is going to be 5 because that's the row I want returned, and then false. Just cuz. And there, now it's Sally Trombone. So in grade, we're going to do exactly the same formula. I'm just going to copy it over, except I don't want the 5th column, I want the 4th. So this 5, we're going to change to a 4, and I now have the grade. There we go. So as the principal is using the app to populate this list, I'm not going to get is today, name, or grade. I need an add-on called copy down. So we're going to go to copy down settings. I'm going to turn on copy down. And then down at the bottom, this is really, really important. It will make your spreadsheet go faster if name and grade were pasted down as values. So it could either pull down the formula or down a value, but you want to leave this unchecked, is today, because this value is actually going to change. In 12 hours, it's going to go from true to false. So I want that to happen. I'm not going to paste that as value. Save settings, and let's go back to our app, submit another response, and we'll just do 4, 5, 6. I'll show you how copy down works. So here's 4, 5, 6. Copy down gives it true. It says it's Tony Sousaphone and he is in 2nd grade. Okay, so this is great. I now have my data, and it's telling me it's recent data. It's giving me all the information that I need for my list to display in my classroom, but I don't want to display this. This is not going to work. So I'm going to make another sheet. So I'm going to add a sheet. Call this 5th grade. And I'm going to do one single formula up here, and it's called a filter. So filter. Okay, so form responses. I want this right here. Okay, but I want to filter it by this value equals true. Also, I want to filter it by this value equals 5. So let's finish that up. And I get Sally's name. How awesome is that? Now, any other students that have come through, they're in 5th grade, once I put their number in, it's going to show up right here. And let's see, do I have any other students in 5th grade? Well, let's promote Timmy Trombone. Timmy and his sister Sally are twins. Okay, so he is 6, 7, 8. So let's submit a response. We're going to do 6, 7, 8. I hit submit. Let's go back and see the 5th grade. And bam! Now Timmy and Sally are both ready to be picked up. How cool is that? It's ready to go. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate this for the 4th grade. Rename it 4th grade. And then, guess what? All I have to do up here is change the 5 to a 4. Now I'm going to see my 4th grade student who's ready to be picked up, Jim Brown. Now, before this is ready for prime time, there's 2 things I need to do. The first is I need to train a devoted employee, maybe my secretary, to update the data sheet. And when I share this, I'm going to make sure I share it with them so they can edit this. But I don't want everybody looking at it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these columns. So we're going to hide those columns. Also, the form responses, I'm not really so big on people being able to see those. Everything works fine. It's just you can't see them. Okay, so we're going to hide those columns. Move them around. So 5th grade, 4th grade are first. And now all I have to do is to share this document with the appropriate people. Now I'm going to share it view only, can view, with all of my teachers and only my teachers. Okay? And then I'm going to share this edit only with my devoted employee, probably my secretary, who's going to help me keep up the data sheet to make sure that everybody is on the list that needs to be on the list. The next step is probably give all my parents a little plaque card, which they probably already have. A lot of schools have a little card in the dash window, so they know who they're there to pick up. We just need that number big and bold right there where they can see it. Cool?